I hereby conclude we in here. All right. A question that me and other nutritionists get frequently is why did I start getting sick when I began losing weight if the weight was the problem? That sounds like a loaded question. It sounds like a gotcha moment, but it really isn't. This video is not going to be comprehensive, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it a little bit. First thing, most people that are 80%, most people that are 80%, most overweight and obese individuals, 80% of them who are currently metabolically healthy are not going to remain so. Why? Because obesity taxes all the body systems. It wears it out over time. So it's very possible that your body was already on the verge of breakdown. And when you started losing weight, you're already in that process. Now you may be thinking, but I started losing the weight. True, but if you're obese and you started losing the weight, you're still obese while you're losing the weight, right? So you can lose 20, 30, 40 pounds and still be obese or still be at least overweight and still have more weight to lose, which means that stress is still in your body. So you're saving your own life. So please continue and don't be discouraged by that, because I know it sucks when you're like, I'm making a good decision for myself. It should improve my life. And it seems like your life is getting worse. Another thing is sometimes when you have rapid weight loss, which when you're obese you can easily do because you have enough fat to do so, but at the same time you may need to do so for your health, your body has to adjust. So a lot of that could just be your body adjusting, trying to find homeostasis so you feel like crap, but your body's adjusting. Third thing, toxins. Toxins get stored in the adipose tissue, the fat cells. You're now liberating that fat. You're also liberating those toxins that you had in your body this whole time. So it's better to do that and get it out the way now, because if you wait until you really got to lose the weight, you're still going to deal with the same stuff. Get it out now, let your body clear it, deal with it, keep the course, stay the course, and you'll push past that. That happens to a lot of people. You're not the only person that starts losing weight and it seems like they're getting worse. Now, here is something that occasionally I get, not all the time, but somebody just said this to me actually in the conversation. I did try to point them to a few sources, but for some reason they refused to read them. Valid medical journals. Go on PubMed, there's a whole lot on this. But autoimmune diseases. What do you mean? Some people, they're not feeling well, they think it's their weight. They go to the doctor, find out they have an autoimmune disease. Or they start losing weight. Sometimes when you make a rapid change in the body, it will trigger from the stress an autoimmune disease or cause it to flare up. That can happen. Both of these can happen. So if you're losing weight rapidly, it can trigger autoimmune disease. Or you may already have one, but you're thinking it's purely from your weight, but it may not be. That doesn't mean you don't need to lose weight, but it could be your diet. Same diet making you overweight could be triggering your autoimmune disease as well. If it's not just from the sheer stress of rapid weight loss, which losing fat loss is a little bit stressful on the body. Long term, it will relieve stress, but in the moment it is stressful. Let's not kid ourselves here. But what I will say is that there are, if you go to PubMed, dude, there's so many studies on this that they're working on, that they're looking at. They've been investigating this for a while. It's like 80 autoimmune diseases that they know about, and they're all influenced by diet. Especially the Western diet seems to be the worst for autoimmune diseases. The worst. So if you know anybody that travels a lot, or talk to anybody that travels, or maybe you travel yourself like for college, and you've had a diagnosed autoimmune disease like your whole life even, you probably realize when you go to other countries, especially for a prolonged period of time, you don't feel the same symptoms. Or you can eat foods that would usually bother you or trigger your autoimmune disease, but they don't. Then you come back home and the same foods almost put you out. That has a lot to do with the way we treat food, the food being genetically modified, the fact that we use certain things on our food, just like in the field, spraying them and all these different types of things. Various things, the way that we treat our food here, even the ingredients in our food. So you may have to be a little bit more strict with your diet if you're in the United States, Generally, if you're somewhere like maybe, I don't know, Greece or Italy. Italy's a big one people go to because even people who don't have autoimmune diseases, like myself, struggle with red sauce. But in Italy, the pizza don't bother you. The red sauce does not bother you. So it's not the red sauce itself, it's not the plant itself, it's how we've treated the plant. It's what we've done to our crops here, and that's beyond the scope of this video. So I personally, when I get into it, now you're probably like, well, now I gotta try harder because I have an autoimmune disease. Do you have something practical that I could do today? Yeah. Processed foods, highly palatable processed foods, the same foods that we get addicted to, the same foods that basically we know to make people fat and overweight. I mean, of course, there's overconsumption of these foods, but all these foods that we say are bad, that people reach for, they also trigger and aggravate autoimmune diseases. So that's why I say you may have an autoimmune disease and be overweight, but the obesity may not be causing the autoimmune disease. The diet that's causing you to be overweight is also triggering the autoimmune disease, which means even if you took that same diet and scaled it down, okay, you may have some relief of symptoms, but because you'll lose weight if you ate less of those foods. But those foods are the problem. Now, I'm not saying you're going to cure your autoimmune disease if you completely switch your diet, but you'll have less flare-ups. You'll feel better more of the time, and you probably can live a pretty normal life. You'll have it, you eat the wrong thing, you'll feel it, you get stressed, it may flare up, but your life will be significantly easier. You won't be taking these medicines or whatever else you're doing. I'm a nutritionist in my state because I'm not a registered dietitian. I can't give you a diet personally to rectify these things, but I know a guy, he helps a lot of people out just by changing their diet who have autoimmune diseases. Dietitians don't get the respect they deserve, though. Even most dietitians work in a hospital, except for people like Chris Tuttle, if you know who that is. They coach people and do online training and nutrition. Because you're a dietitian, you treat diseases, so you work in a hospital because people are sick and they have diseases in the hospital, right? Then you give a diet and suggestions. You know what they bring the patient in the hospital? Everything you said they shouldn't eat and nothing you said that they should eat. It's like, why even hire a guy to not listen to him? To say you got him there? Anyways, this video is not to beat you over the head. This video is not to condemn you. This video is not to say you're fat, you suck, and you need to lose weight and fix your diet. You probably do need to fix your diet. All of us probably need to fix our diets more and fine tune them. That's like a lifetime thing we're going to do. But this video is to encourage you, because that's very discouraging to start to lose weight and get sicker. It's very discouraging to say, I'm going to take control of my health and lose weight, and if somebody says, you thought it was that thing, but you have an autoimmune disease, which seems to the average person out of their control. I want to let you know that it's not out of your control. There is a way forward. Get started with what you can today. Take the little steps, and I promise you a better tomorrow is future. A better tomorrow is possible, and a better future is waiting for you if you stay the course. All right? You're not going to be a slave to medical appointments and all of this forever, or medications, or being afraid. When's the next flare up? When's the next flare up? As you gain more knowledge, you gain more control. Okay? And if you guys want any of those studies, I will go ahead and link them if you ask for them. But to be honest, I'm not going to do all that extra work if you don't want them, because you can also go online and look them up, because PubMed, Google Scholar is accessible to all of us. But if you're not sure where to find them, or you don't know the ones that I was talking about, and you want a little help, sure, I'll go ahead and do that. I'm not monetized. I got demonetized a long time ago. You see all my videos. I got training videos and other stuff too. So, I got demonetized. But forget about that. I'll catch you guys around. Ask any questions in the comment section. Till then, how you want to act?